Hello, Muslim friends. Unbelievable. Churches across America witnessed something no one saw coming. Entire congregations declaring their conversion to Islam on Eid. What triggered this historic moment? A divine calling, hidden truths, or a long-awaited awakening? This shocking event is shaking religious communities to their core. Watch till the end, you won't believe what's happening next. Something extraordinary unfolded this Eid in America. Something that has left religious scholars, community leaders, and everyday believers in awe. In churches across the country, congregants who once faithfully attended Sunday services stood before imams and recited the Shahada, officially embracing Islam. This was not an isolated event. It was a movement, a wave of conversions unlike anything seen before. Many of those who converted spoke of a long spiritual journey, one filled with questions, doubts, and an unrelenting search for truth. Some had been drawn to Islam for years, captivated by the Quran's depth and the simplicity of its monotheistic message. Others had Muslim friends or neighbors whose faith and kindness had planted a seed in their hearts. But why now? Why on Eid? Some believed the timing was no coincidence, that this was a divine moment of awakening, a call that had been answered en masse. Social media is flooded with videos of these conversions, sparking both admiration and debate. Is this the beginning of a major religious shift in the West, or merely an anomaly? One thing is clear. America is witnessing something profound, and the world is watching. Eid Al-Fitr this year was unlike any other in America. As Muslims celebrated the end of Ramadan with prayer and joy, an unprecedented event unfolded. Large groups of churchgoers publicly declared their conversion to Islam. From small community churches to larger congregations, men and women of all ages, some even former Christian leaders, embraced their new faith. The sight of entire church groups reciting the Shahada together was both shocking and inspiring. What caused this sudden shift? For many, the journey to Islam was a gradual one. They had spent years studying various religious texts, questioning theological doctrines, and seeking a belief system that aligned with their deepest convictions. Others spoke of personal experiences, moments of clarity, dreams that led them to Islam, or encounters with Muslims that left a lasting impact. Some saw this transition as a return to the pure monotheism that Jesus himself preached, believing that Islam preserved his true message. The conversions have ignited discussions among religious communities. Some Christian leaders have expressed concern, while Muslim scholars have welcomed the new reverts with open arms. As debates intensify, one undeniable fact remains. This is not just an ordinary wave of conversions. It is a sign of something greater, a transformation that is reshaping the religious identity of America. What comes next? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The ripples of this historic moment will be felt for years to come. Eid Al-Fitr, a day of joy and celebration for Muslims worldwide, became a moment of deep spiritual transformation for countless former churchgoers across America. In an unexpected and historic turn, large numbers of Christian congregants stepped forward to embrace Islam, marking one of the most significant waves of religious conversion in recent history. This mass embrace of Islam has sparked both admiration and curiosity. What led these individuals to take such a profound step? For many, their journey began years ago, as they questioned theological concepts that no longer resonated with them. Some had long felt a deep spiritual void, searching for a faith that aligned with their evolving beliefs. Others were moved by the teachings of the Quran, the discipline of Ramadan, and the unwavering devotion of their Muslim friends. On Eid, that journey reached its peak, and they found the courage to embrace their new path. Videos of these conversions have gone viral, igniting debates across religious circles. Some see this as a powerful testament to the truth of Islam, while others question what it means for the future of faith in America. Whatever the case, this movement has challenged perceptions, inspiring discussions that could reshape the religious landscape for years to come. What began as a few isolated cases has now grown into an undeniable phenomenon. Churchgoers across America are converting to Islam in record numbers, and Eid Al-Fitr saw an unprecedented surge. The reasons behind this shift vary, but a common theme emerges: a deep yearning for spiritual clarity and connection. Many new converts describe a sense of peace in Islam, a religion that offers structure, discipline, and a direct relationship with God without intermediaries. Unlike previous generations, today's seekers have access to an endless stream of religious knowledge online. They can read the Quran, listen to scholars, and compare religious doctrines from their own homes. For many, this access has led to revelations, realizing that Islam preserves monotheism in its purest form, and that figures like Jesus, Isa, are honored not as divine, but as messengers of God. The churches that once nurtured their faith now find themselves grappling with an exodus. Some pastors have acknowledged the trend, while others remain in denial. Meanwhile, Muslim communities across the country are welcoming the new reverts with open arms, offering support as they navigate this profound transition. The question remains, is this just the beginning of an even greater movement? For decades, Islam has been the fastest growing religion in the world, but few could have predicted what happened this Eid. Entire groups of former churchgoers, some of whom were once devout Christians, declared their acceptance of Islam, sending shockwaves through religious communities. The American religious landscape is shifting, and the rise of Islam is no longer happening in quiet corners. It's now a movement that can't be ignored. What is fueling this transformation? The answers are as varied as the individuals who have converted. Some cite theological clarity, finding that the concept of pure monotheism in Islam aligns more closely with their beliefs. Others have been drawn to the discipline of Muslim practices, seeing them as a path to spiritual fulfillment. Many have been influenced by the warmth and sincerity of the Muslim communities they encountered, realizing that Islam is not just a religion, but a way of life. As churches see their congregations shrink, mosques across the country are expanding, making room for a growing number of new reverts. Islamic centers report an increase in Shahadas, with many seeking guidance and education on their new faith. This quiet yet profound revolution is reshaping America's religious identity, and its full impact is yet to be seen. The mass conversions to Islam on Eid have left many wondering, what comes next? Will this wave of reversion continue to grow, or will it fade into history as an isolated event? While no one can predict the future with certainty, signs suggest that this is not a passing trend. It is the beginning of a larger movement. The impact of these conversions extends beyond individuals. It is changing families, communities, and even national conversations about faith. More Americans are now exploring Islam, reading the Quran, and questioning long-held beliefs. The stigma once attached to Islam in the West is beginning to erode, replaced by genuine curiosity and admiration. Christian leaders are facing a challenge unlike any before as they struggle to address the growing number of congregants leaving their pews. Meanwhile, Muslim communities are preparing to welcome new reverts, offering education and support to help them integrate into their newfound faith. As America watches this transformation unfold, one thing is certain: Islam's presence in the country is stronger than ever, and its future looks brighter than many had ever imagined. Will the next Eid see an even greater wave of reversion? Only time will tell.